I heard my family planning to use mom's health scare to make me pay my brother's debt. I was standing on my parents' porch with 2 grocery bags when I heard my dad say, "Don't worry about the debt. We'll make Harper pay. She never says no to family." My hand froze near the door. Through the kitchen window, I saw Mom, Dad, and my brother Landon at the table. Dad said, "She got that new job. We'll tell her your mother's surgery got moved up." Mom nodded. "She gave us $12,000 for the roof last year and didn't ask for proof." My stomach dropped. There had never been a roof repair. I had seen the real receipts months later and tried to ignore what they meant. Then Landon said, "This one has to be bigger. 50,000 at least. Maybe 60 if we say the cancer came back." Cancer. They were going to fake cancer to take money from me. 2 years earlier, Mom told me she needed special treatment right away. I emptied my savings because I was scared of losing her. Before that, Dad needed help after a car accident. Landon's business needed a loan, and Mom needed dental work. Every time, they cried and said family protects family. I backed away from the window and sat in my car, shaking so hard the keys rattled. I added the numbers in my head. It was more than $57,000 over 5 years. I drove straight to the bank, got copies of every transfer, moved my money into a new account, and changed every password. That night, Landon called right on time. His voice was soft and worried, the same voice he used before every emergency. "Hey sis," he said, "can you come over tomorrow? Mom has health news, and we need to talk as a family." I kept my voice calm. "Of course," I said. "I'll bring something for everyone." After we hung up, I printed bank records, old texts, fake invoices, and the medical bills I had paid. I called the clinics too. Dr. Duncan's office said Mom had not been a patient there in 3 years. By midnight, I had 3 folders with names on them: Landon, Dad, Mom. The next afternoon, I walked into their house with the folders under my arm and a smile on my face. Mom rushed over first. She looked pale, like she had tried to look sick. "Harper, honey," she said, taking my hand, "we need to talk about something serious." I set the folders in front of them. "Actually, I brought something first," I said. Dad opened his folder and frowned. Landon opened his next. Inside each folder was a list of every dollar I had given them. "Landon, you got 32,000, I said. "Dad, you got 18. Mom, you got 7. That's not counting cash and bills." Landon pushed the papers away. "What is this?" "A bill," I said. "Since family helps family, I'm sure family can pay family back." I placed 3 payment sheets on the table. $500 a month from each of you starting next month. If you miss a payment, I file reports. Dad stood so fast his chair scraped the floor. "You can't threaten your own family." I looked at him and said, "You were about to fake Mom's cancer so I would give Landon $60,000. The room went silent. Mom's sick look disappeared. Landon looked at Dad like he wanted him to fix it. Dad pointed at me. "You were spying on us?" "I was bringing groceries," I said. "You were planning a lie." Mom grabbed my hand and started crying, but no tears came out. "Harper, please. Your brother is in trouble." I turned to Landon. "How much do you owe?" He looked down. "It's not like that." "How much?" I asked again. He mumbled, 48 right now." Dad slammed his hand on the table. "Enough. Money shouldn't matter more than blood." I held up Mom's fake medical bill. "You made fake cancer matter more than your daughter." I pulled out my phone and showed them an email draft with the documents attached. "This goes to the police, my lawyer, and the tax office if you don't sign the payment agreements." Mom whispered, "You wouldn't do that to us." I said, "You did this to me for 5 years." Dad ripped one sheet in half. I didn't blink. I pulled fresh copies from my bag and placed them on the table. I made extras. Dad stared at my phone, then shoved the pen toward Landon. "Sign it," he snapped. Landon signed first with a shaking hand. Mom signed next, pressing so hard the pen scratched the page. Dad signed last, his jaw tight. I took the papers, slid them into my bag, and walked to the door. Behind me, Landon yelled that I was ruining him. I turned back and said, "No, Landon, I'm just done paying for it." Through the window, I saw all 3 of them still at the table, staring at the copies.